Hey everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about whether being regular weighted should be some sort of badge of honor. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes, my books, which you can find on Amazon, my other YouTube channel, 5 Minute Catholic Apologetics and Living. If you like podcasts, I have The Awakened Man and The Cinema Rag, both of which you can find on Apple and Spotify, rate and review. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, should being regular weighted be a badge of honor? Okay, well look, I think there's a couple of ways you can look at this. As I drink my green tea. The majority of Americans are overweight. Almost half Americans are obese. If you don't fit into that criteria, and look, I would put a qualifier in, like if you're over the age of 25, because you know a lot more people are regular weight at 18, even though there's a lot of obese 18-year-olds. But let's say you're an adult and you're not overweight. Is that a badge of honor? I think on one level, yes, of course, because you are in the minority, and whether because you've been blessed with good genes or because you've worked hard or you've been lucky or whatever it is, you are regular weighted. And if you control for everything else like alcohol and poor eating, you have a better chance to live a long time than somebody who's overweight. And also you have a less likely chance to become overweight than somebody who's already overweight, who's more likely to get overweight. But look, go to your high school reunions. You'll see people who are regular weighted at the 10th year in a reunion who in the 20th or 30th are overweight. So there are no guarantees. But certainly, if you're regular weighted, you could say it is a badge of honor. I've talked about here before how obesity is an outward sign of an inward dysfunction. And I don't mean that in a way to offend anybody who is obese. But obesity shows that you have a disordered relationship with food. It's not a glandular problem 95% of the time. It's we have a disordered relationship with food, which we've talked about here. And the key is long-term weight loss. And that's kind of the reoccurring theme for this channel. Long-term weight loss is getting to the demons that made you have the disordered relationship with food or alcohol in the first place. So by being overweight shows that you have some baggage. It's an outward sign of an inner dysfunction. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you have some demons that you got to deal with. And so if you're regular weighted and you're not obese, there's going to be certain benefits to that, of course. The social stigma isn't there. You have a better chance at dating. You can find clothes that fit you, and other benefits. You're less likely to be discriminated at work. Let's say you're looking for a job, blah, 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 blah. So I think on one level, you should be proud of it. Am I proud of the fact that I'm regular weighted and I've kept my weight off for 32 years? Yes. Now, just because you're regular weighted doesn't mean you have your own demons. And I think a perfect example of this would be Hollywood actors, singers, well-known singers. A lot of them, look at like Steven Tyler. That dude is emaciated, and you'll find a lot of Hollywood actors and actresses, they're regular weighted, but they have to be regular weighted aside from like Russell Crowe, but they have to be regular weighted to get roles. There's more of a pressure, especially the females, to stay regular weighted. And so they might be doing things that are not healthy. And if you look at the large majority of smokers, the large majority of like inveterate hardcore alcoholics, they're regular weighted. You see some alcoholics, they are like Iggy Pop skinny, if you know who Iggy Pop is, or Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers. These guys are super skinny. So just because you're regular weighted doesn't mean you don't have your own demons and so forth. It just happens to be that your demons really don't correlate out or end up causing or leading to obesity. But certainly there are regular weighted people that you can't judge a book by its cover, that they do look normal, but underneath that lurking is a host of problems which are just manifested in a different way. So like when you have childhood trauma, for example, sometimes that kid grows up to be an adult and they have trichotillomania, they pull out their hair, onychophagia. If you ever watch like My Strange Addictions, they have these weird things. Sometimes it's manifested in shopping, compulsive shopping, compulsive gambling, sex addiction, all these dips. And one tentacle of that can be disordered relationship with food, disordered relationship with alcohol, which can lead to obesity. But for some people, it could be anorexia nervosa. With some, it could be the aforementioned. So just because somebody is skinny doesn't mean they have their shit together, for lack of a better word. It just means that they're dealing with demons in a different way than the overweight people. And then there are going to be people who don't have any demons, or they've been able to exorcise their demons out of them, and they're regular weighted, they're not doped up on psychiatric drugs, they're not alcoholics, they have healthy relationships with the aforementioned and with people in their life, and they're in a good place, so to speak. And some of them, they've always been that way, and some people, had to work on it to get to that place. And kudos to those people. Like, we want to strive to be successful psychologically, emotionally, and all these things, physically, and not envy people who are in that way. That's not a good place. It's kind of a loser mindset to have, and it's just not charitable or Christ-like at all. So yeah, there's going to be people who can take pride in the fact that they have their crap together. You certainly don't want to be a braggart. You don't want to be haughty about these things. You want to be humble. But they can take pride in the fact that I've overcome these demons. You think of somebody like Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe was an alcoholic, and he did drugs, and he's been sober 27 years. And there's other examples of people that have overcome these things and seemingly will continue to overcome these things. And again, we should, look up to them and respect them. They are human. They might fall and so forth. But we do want to respect that. We want to strive to be that way. Ultimately, we all want to strive to get rid of all of our demons, whatever they are, and just to be the best, healthiest people that we can be on all facets, emotional, physical, financial, and all these things like that. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.